Test, test, test. Is this one working? Is this one working? Test, 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 test. Is anybody there? Hey, Deb. How you doing? How you doing, Faith? What's on with you? It was on time, but things are just a mess. It's hard to finish in time. Track the time. I apologize. And I need to do better. I still didn't get to a couple people between shows. And I'm going to have to live with that. But we're working on it. We're working on it. I'm going to give people some time to make it in here. I'm going to need to get some Excedrin real quick. I have kind of a headache. Man, I don't normally have a headache this big. Oh. All right, guys. I feel like I haven't moved from this spot all day. I wonder if I did. I don't think I did. I think I've been sitting here all day. And it's crazy to have dreams, right? That that you could get people to get along for 45 minutes to worship the Lord, who gave his life, gave his life for us. And yeah, and you know what, Faith, thank you for thank you for saying that, because you know what, that put me in a different kind of mood. Yeah, put me in a kind of mood, because you know what, who wants the first show that somebody comes here to be like that, I would just say this, right? If you know that you kind of grief, right? And try to show some compassion to the person who got kind of pushed out. So, did you get a chance, Deb, to go talk to him? Did you go talk to Cindy at all, or? Oh, yeah, that's great. That would be great. I did do a lesson plan. That would be, I did one that would be great. Faith, did you get the one that I did on did you get the one I did sorry, which one did I thought was gonna be good. I don't know if I sent it to you. But if I did, and we didn't do that show, that would be great. If not, I will do it right now and send it to you. It's buffering because I know. That's why. Yeah, we're 20 minutes late, obviously, right? It's the every time you speak the truth, it starts to buffer. That's the way I say it. But Chow said that that was debunked, right? Because she said that we can do this, right? I'm gonna send. Well, oh, you were over there today, Dev? Yeah, no, thank you, John. I'm glad. Deb, you were over there today? Too many people here have been hurt by that over there. And I don't want that over there to come over here. Okay, thank you, John. I appreciate it. I would probably just try to show some restraint, Deb, and just um I would probably not type a lot. Just I probably wouldn't type a lot until it's hard. It's very hard because there's a lot of stress that we don't need, We just don't, and it'd be easier if I don't know, just whatever. I don't care anymore. Thank you, John, for saying that. I appreciate it. Anyway, so okay, okay, that's fine. I don't even want to talk about it right now because I don't care. It's okay. Thanks, John. I do appreciate you saying that, but yeah, yeah. Hey, Sheila, how you doing? Hey, Faith. Yeah, go ahead and post some scriptures from that we were gonna do last time, Faith, and then we'll just go with that. That sounds good. I was gonna do one with the Sermon on the Mount and the Beatitudes and stuff like that, but it's unavoidable sometimes with all the craziness, just the craziness, man. People love the drama for some reason, and that's fine. I mean, that's I don't know anymore. Sometimes I sit here and like I'll start the show like in the morning, right? And mostly the most peace I get is in the middle of the night, right? And I enjoy it. I mean, there's only like a few people competing for my time at that time, and so it's like easier for me to like kind of relax and listen to like one of the gospels or something, and or listen to one of Paul's letters and try to lose myself in how the churches acted back then, or how Jesus taught, you know. And don't worry about it for right now, Faith. Yes, it would be the ones from this morning, but don't worry about it just yet. Thank you, Faith. Sorry about that. I've been very confusing. And so yeah, and people do thrive on chaos and drama, and it's you know, I sit here at night and I'm just relaxed and I'm listening to the word. I should probably read it more, but I've been listening to it a lot more lately. And you know, then I start the show, and really, I mean, during the show is usually like probably, you know, my best time of day. And I like, what I'd like is for you know, either we get either we get, excuse me, either we get people that get along, or and it doesn't always have to be that way, right? It could be like people having issues, and you know, kind of bringing it to me in a kind of a civilized way, you know, where I can see what's going on, right? And you know, hear um you know, both sides of it, right? And not have like some kind of like weird chaos, you know. And but you know, which that's cool too, either way, right? And then I'll like do like maybe like a lesson or something on um and I think, hey, this morning's verses are gonna be great, Faith, actually, for this. This is actually gonna work out good. So yes, start sending me the verses from this morning. These are gonna be good. Go to like the third one down and start there. And that's gonna be good. Third or fourth, what either one you want. And you know, it really should be about like what Jesus did for us, right? And so he's forgiven us of like a huge amount of stuff, right? We go to him, we beg for forgiveness about our lives, right? We you know, maybe we're not bad people on a scale of you know, human standards, right? But if you don't feel like a wretch, you know, and far away from what we need to be, then I would say I question your sincerity, you know, that if you feel like you can't get better every day, then I think there's an issue with that, you know, that no matter how good you get, or how good you think you get, or how this may be the best you've ever been, right? You can always be better, and and God can always help you get there, you know. And so yes, prayers for T Black, please. If yes, for chronic pain. Yeah, if she's in pain, please, prayers for her. And so, like, yeah, I mean, like, it would be great if we could be single-minded, you know, and have a specific idea of what we want out of life, right? You can't go uh, hang out in, you know, well, you could, I guess, right? But it's not good to go. go hang out in some evil spot with hateful things going on, and then roll back over here, and it's almost like a one or the other kind of thing, you know. And so there's choices that need to be made, you know. Because I know the people here don't want any drama, that's for sure, or at least very little, you know, as little as possible. We're already in a kind of a hostile world, you know. The world is just it's a hideous place, man. And there's already enough to deal with out there. And really, the idea of this place, right, is for us to come here in the morning, right, reset, get kind of charged up, think about God, right, get our mind on God right away, you know, then go about our day, you know, go do our daily thing, hang out in the truth channels that we like, or go to work or whatever we do during the day, and then in the evening come back here and reset our minds again, and then and then take care of our families or whatever we do, right? And I think that there's value in that, right? Because during this hour, right, or this 45 minutes that sometimes is an hour, right? During this hour, we don't deny things. We don't have to pretend things are real that aren't real, right? So we can talk about flat Earth here. We can talk about what's going on in Hollywood. We can talk about gender inverted occultism. We can talk about uh, paid agents on the YouTube, right? Which is, I wonder if there's more of them than there are of us now, you know? And it's like it's fewer and fewer people, right? Maybe I think the end of the world is probably going faster online than it is out in the real world, because you can always turn this off and go out there and it's not quite as bad. It's not quite as in your face, but it's bad in the sense that the narrative is just bad, you know. So I'll say this, right? Is the birds and the trees and the mountains and and our families and our kids, right? Those are all good things, right? That are still good on this earth. You know, this earth was made for us, right? In that way, in that regard. But this narrative, right? Like the story itself, right, is not for us. There's a better place made for us. That is it. That is it, Vader Jones, exactly. If we can separate, right, from that narrative, from that junk, right, and step out of it, almost watch it like a movie, because it's so unreal, it's so unbelievable. Um, that I don't know how we can ever feel like we belong in there, and I want things to be smooth here. I want things to go good, and that might be at a cost of maybe losing some good people, right? It may not, right? But like it's very hard for me, right? Because I hate when I get put in the position, right, where I got to start thinking about, is one person going to cause 10 people grief, right? Or it makes it very difficult. And so sometimes to pray about it takes a long time, you know? Sometimes it takes more than a day to figure it out. So I need to figure it out. Yeah. You're right. The sensationalism will, hey, the propaganda. I mean, once you realize that everything that you see on the news is all about like seeing the news, right? You know, like they put it on there for a reason for us to see, you know. Oh, what was okay, so hold on, let me read that. Deb, Steven sounds tired to me. I am tired too. Just started back at proper work after a long lockdowns, please. Um I'm glad to see you back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know it. And no, and you're right. It's like the propaganda. I mean, it's like everything you see on the news is meant for you to see. It's like it's there to like drive you away from God. It's there to drive you into a new thought pattern. It's there yeah, the headlines, right? Um they're just unbelievable, right? Everything is meant to manipulate you in some way, you know, to thinking a certain way. And it wears me out, man. And not only does that wear me out, but like the stuff to deal with the show wears me out. I mean, I'm not complaining about it, but it's hard, you know, and I need help, you know. And I think I'm getting a lot of good help. There's people that are helping and doing a lot for the show. And I always feel like I'm overloading people, you know. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? More people are sliding in, you know. And so we're talking about this propaganda, man, that's out there. I mean, it's just it's exhausting, isn't it? Yeah, and people, yeah, that's it, man. The TV has people hating each other, right? But even like this is the crazy part, right? Vader is not only does the TV have us hating each other and have us divided, right? But even Jesus said that, you know, the world would hate us, and that he himself would cause division too, even between our families, you know. And so it's like we have so much division, so much to overcome, right, every day, right? And I wouldn't say that yeah, I guess you're right, Michigander. If you have a little safe haven, you know, kind of being in the woods or something like that, that would probably do us all some good, you know, to like have our own private little spot or whatever to be able to meditate, be able to be with the nature, you know, to be able to experience the world the way we probably were meant to live, you know. And yeah, it's all meant to create division and angst, you know. And you're right, that is how they win wars. Well, I'll say this: I don't even think that there's even countries anymore. But I do think that the wars are real. You know, I do think that they pit people against other people, you know, for some purpose, you know. And then at the top, they're all friends probably, and just split up whatever, you know, they split up. Who knows? It could even be a sick game to them, you know. I mean that's where we're at in life, right? We don't even know if how they feel about us because someone I was watching this channel, right? And here's the thing. I don't know if it's true or not, right? And I don't know if anything's true or not anymore. So I take every single thing with a grain of salt, right? But it could be true. And knowing what I know, it probably is true. But there was a basketball announcer, his son died, right? Of course, at that magic age, right? With that magic number, right? And the guy was saying that it was a, you know, a ritual, you know, sacrifice, right? That um, this basketball announcer adopted a kid from Romania to do this exact thing to him when he turned this age, just to stay on top and in the limelight. And to think that anybody, no, it was the other one. It was a little, he was in his 30s. And so, and so to think about that, right, that someone would be, murdered or whatever, for his dad to stay in the limelight. It's sad, right? It's sad because, like, you think about it. Yes, that's the number. And it's sad to think about that, right? That there's people in the world that would do that. There's people in the world that would do that. And it's crazy, And now I believe it, I believe that that's what they do. Because now looking at these people's faces, right, as this guy was saying this about this basketball announcer, that this is what they do, this nasty ritual, right, to stay in the limelight. I can see the grin on his face, and I could just see it in him, the evil, you know. And it's like, wow, man, like it's shocking because you don't think people can do something like that. But once you accept that people are doing something like that, you start seeing more and more of the truth and a bigger and bigger piece of what's going on and more of the variables, right? And then when stuff like that is going on, right? And people are here trying to just like chill out and hear some truth and maybe hear some verses in the Bible, right? Um, and then we get squawking back and forth, about, God knows what, you know. It's you know, it's horrible. And so yeah, I would just say that it's better just to relax or chill out or whatever. And yeah, in faith, the the amount the leashes are short. Let's put it that way. Like if there's any kind of like scenario where things are getting heated, just whoever gets banned today, I'll probably undo it later, you know. But it's we got to get to the point where like things aren't going out of control, you know. We don't need any kind of goofiness, you know. So thanks Faith for saying that. But yeah, I mean, and yeah, people are callous to them. All wars are money makers. Yeah, you're right. You're right. They tax us, right, and they use our money to pay for it. And they skim some off the top. I don't know if you guys remember this, right? But Rumsfeld said right before, well, on 9/10 of that year, he said there was 2.3 trillion, $2.3 trillion missing. And then the next day was 9/11. And everybody forgot about that $2.3 trillion. And every time I remind somebody about that, they have to go back and look and they see the speech. Oh, we can't find out where this money went, we're looking at it, it's in the Pentagon, right? And the next day there was an airplane or whatever they say happened, right? Um, crashed into the Pentagon or whatever, or bomb blew up or whatever it was, right? So obvious, cover up to that. plus whatever else they were trying to accomplish, you know. One thing I know it wasn't was, you know, an attack from 9,000 miles away by some guy in a cave. That's so ridiculous. And then, like, not only that, but to us, like, you know, people like Osama or whatever, I started to view, you know, I started to view Osama as like almost like Santa Claus, right? Just this fictional character that a lot of people played, you know, like every mall has one, you know, like this isn't the real Osama, but he works for him, you know, like that kind of scenario, right? It's like it's all fairy tales. You know, the guy looks different on every video. Yeah, it's and it's over and over and over again, you know. It's like this world is sometimes on loop, you know. People are just on loop in the foolishness, right? Have you ever run into those people that are like, every time you see them, they say the same thing, like, "Hey, what's going on, buddy? Hot enough for you?" You know, and every day he says that same thing. Like he doesn't say a different way to say hello. He does. It's like always that same pattern. You see him, he says the same thing. You know, he's just like on repeat or something, and you're like, "Wow, man, is that a person like I'm a person? Is that a real person, or is this person look like a person, but he's just on repeat and he just goes in a pattern every day in a pattern, you know? And you wonder, right? You wonder because it's weird, isn't it? I mean, it's weird. I just view these things as weird, you know? And so I don't know, man. Sometimes I wonder, like, you know, I want to think that everybody that's made of flesh, right, can be saved, right? But I also have these feelings that, like, are NPCs really a thing? Are there people out there that are just made to be part of the show? You know? Yeah, let's do some scriptures. Yeah, sorry about that. I just get caught up in it sometimes, you know, because the world kind of gets a little bit tiring, you know. But let me go back and read the scripture that Faith put in. Revelation chapter 14, verse 12. This calls for patient endurance on the part of the people of God who keeps his commands and remains faithful to Jesus. And I think that we do need to like remain faithful, right? And dedicated, right? We need to like, you know, have endurance during these times, right? I think there's something to be said in enduring till, you know, till the end. I think there's something to be said by even in the tough times, right? Holding it together so that we could uh, show somebody else, right? That the peace we have inside us during these tumultuous times, right? And that the reason we have it is because of God, right? And hopefully a new sheep will want to accept the Lord for salvation, right? Hey, Faith, if you can put more of those scriptures, and that'd be great. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I was getting at, and I kind of got stuck in there. Thank you very much for thanks, Vader. I appreciate it. You're right. You're right. I got caught up in talking about the world. You know, those who endure to the end shall be saved. Matthew 24:13. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I've actually had a person talk to me about that and say that that's the only way to get saved is to endure till the end, right? And I would say that I would say that those that endure till the end shall be saved is a true statement, but the only way to salvation is through faith in Jesus, right? But I think that after Jesus returns, right, there's going to be some tribulation saints that if they endure till the end, right, and don't take the mark, that they'll be saved as well. So I think that that's important to know that, you know, almost like a second chance, right? It's better to have faith now, right, and accept reality that um, Jesus is the only way to salvation through faith. And once tribulation starts, right, then it becomes a little different, right? You got to avoid the mark. You got to it's a different set of it becomes more complicated at that point. There's no yeah, I would say there's no profit, right, in waiting, right? Oh, I know. Hey, you're right about that, Vader. I'm glad you said that, right? To make myself think about how Jesus suffered when I started obsessing about my own personal drama. You know, you're right. Because I was thinking about that the other day. I mean, if I seen him right during those times, I would want to take him off that cross and just hold him, you know, and stop the whole thing. Even though that's not what it's about, right? Like part part of part of living during that time is accepting that that had to happen, you know. And it's just a shame that there wasn't more people awake at that time, right? There was a lot of sleeping zombies too at that time, and it's like the world was full of that, right? I didn't see if you posted another scripture, Faith. Oh yeah, 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 absolutely, yeah, yeah. No, no, no. I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Faith. Oh yeah, hey, yeah. If somebody's bothering your friend, then you know, handle it. Is there somebody in there already causing grief or whatever? Yeah, I mean, Vader, you're right. You're right. Hey, Sky, how you doing? You know I love birds. Yeah. Well, Deb, I mean, I think the best thing that could have been done today is for you to have some patience, but it is what it is. It probably would have been better to wait because there was a lot of things that I had to find out later yesterday. But let's focus on what we're talking about. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Vader. It's no, hey, it's okay, Faith. Go ahead and post me a scripture so I could talk about that instead of the drama that's going on. It's better to like focus on the what we're what we're trying to deal with. I'm sorry about the show, guys, today. I'm so flustered, right? Because there's just so much different stuff going on, and it's not your guys' fault. Sometimes I have a show like this. It's not very often, right? But it happens, right? Where I get caught up in it and I'm in three different gears. And, please be patient with me. This is harder than it looks. Especially when you have a personal relationship with everybody. Hey, Darlene, how you doing? Yeah, you're right, Darlene. I mean, things eventually, you know, things eventually. Anyway, so Hebrews chapter 13, verse 17, chapter parallel, compare 17. Okay, this is a different way to put it. Have confidence in your leaders and submit to their authority, because they keep watch over you as those who must give an account. Do this so that their work, there's probably more to it, will be a joy and not a burden, for that would be no benefit to you. Now, see, this is interesting, right? Because a lot of people, right, um, a lot of people will think of this as like, following the government, right? And that's not what it is, right? They were talking about their church leaders, right? Um, submit to your church leaders so that they can do what their work is, so that it could be a joy, them having to manage you, right? And take care of you and let their work be a joy. Yeah, me too, Vader. Like, I, yeah, I don't think God's saying, yeah, follow your satanic government, right? Um, I think it's more submit to like your church leaders so that while they're dealing with a bigger issue, right? That let their work be joyful, right? Because there's nothing more joyful to me than to like manage personalities, right? That are all working together, or that understand having patience for one another, or that rise above a situation. Like there's nothing I appreciate more, right, than that, right? And on a small scale, I guess that's the best way I could relate to them. And so, yeah, don't worry about that, Faith. No, hey, you did a good job with that scripture. Sometimes it's hard to get it all in one thing. Yeah, hey, me too. Me too, Sheila. Me too, but what can you do? I don't think that's entirely true, Deb. I sent you the channel link. But who cares? Why can't we stay on topic? Yeah, listen to Faith, please. Because you're off topic. We're trying to be on topic. Vader's new, and I would like to talk about like what he's here to talk about, right? He wants to kind of reset his mind. He understands the spirit of the show already. And so I want to appreciate that, right? Sometimes it's not about making yourself the center of it, right? Sometimes it's about thinking of things in like a God perspective, right? Thinking about everybody. Like, what do you mean? finish what you mean, and so you can get your whole thought out. Yeah, because when we make things about ourselves, right, then it's like it gets a little bit difficult, right? Yeah, go ahead, please. Oh man, it's like it's hard, man, because I really went on a limb, right? I sent you the link. I didn't send you over there to go be over there. I sent you the link so you could see what we were all dealing with when we had it back here. Why do you always take things to like the most extreme example? Like what? I don't understand that. Wh- How come how come when I talk to you, you're like completely normal and you understand, but then when you get here, you lose your mind? Okay, well, do it anyway. Do it again. Faith, is your wrench broken? No, she's not good for that place either. I don't think that place is good for anybody, Cold Steel. I think you had it right, man. You figured it out before any of us did. At least you left on your own, you know. I'll say it like that. But hey, Vader, I want to say that I'm sorry, man, and that don't judge the whole show on this one episode. But if you do, you do, and I understand. But usually it's better than this. We have a good time. And there's always even when it's like this, there's always something cracking off, right? I just wish that you had a couple good ones under your belt before you reached one like this. But yeah, I mean, it's weird because there's so many channels like on YouTube that are just, I mean, just depraved and just it's all depravity and negativity and whatever, and then people join that kind of thing. Well, you know what, Sheila? There's nothing. I think that there's still a chance for that, but maybe someone needs to talk to her other than me because I talked to her and I don't know. I mean, Alex has talked to her and said that she was fine, and so I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. You know. And in Tam Tam, tell them it's like it's a mixed bag, right? Sometimes these shows are good and edifying, and sometimes it's full of drama. But I think that there's a mix of it, right? I mean, we are in reality, we are in a hostile world, and yeah, I mean, it's tough, right, Vader, because this was the whole idea, right? Is that we have like a show where like we do some Bible discussion, right? And then we kind of like we'll talk about some truth topics like flat Earth. We'll talk about the stuff in Hollywood or stuff in the news or whatever, right? Just to where we don't have to deny the truth, right? So we can accept the truth all the time, right? Whether it's biblical truth or truth in the world, right? And then right, it's like this, right? Every time I bring up a biblical topic, right? People, I mean, this chat pops like popcorn. Rapture, no rapture, serpent seed, no serpent seed, different timelines in Revelation, right? I mean, people just pop off. And then, what's even more crazy is then you don't talk about those issues, right? You start talking about, okay, let's just do inspirational verses or whatever. You start talking about that, people, they lose the attention span, right? Because we're not on a lesson learning something, solid. And so like the distraction will go to the drama, right? Oh, this person's talking about this person, that channel's talking about this channel. And then that channel comes over and tries to troll this channel, and then people from here go over there, and it's a big, you know, it just becomes tedious, right? And then so I have pretty much I have a personal relationship with everybody in here as far as like I'll go and leave a message or say hi or whatever. Everyone can email me at goodservant22 um, at gmail.com, right? And so I answer all my emails personally, right? Sometimes over 100 a day, or 100 people a day, more messages than that by far. But then there's like if there's a fight in the morning, it takes me all day till the next show to get it all solved. And then we have the next show, right? If there's a fight in the second show, then forget it. My whole day is trashed. I sleep 2 hours, 2 to 4 hours a night. I've eaten the same meal every day, every 3 times a day for 6 months, right? No lie. I haven't laid in bed in 6 months, right? I'm just continually go. When I fall asleep, I wake up, I keep working. And it's not that I'm complaining. I like the work, right? I just wish that we could have more good shows than bad. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? I mean, yeah, the first thought is junior high, but maybe even younger than that, man. you know, but it's not that everyone in here there's something wrong with them. There's not, right? We're all good people, right? But when we get together, right, and because this world is so full of deception, right? We're so degraded, right? That we're trying to put it back together. And yeah, it's just like being kids again. And yeah, and here's the thing, right? I pray about it. There is no like template or better way to do it, because I've had many people come here and help me and say they have a better way to do it. And then they, if they last a week, that's great, or 2 weeks or a week or whatever, a month, however, and God bless them for trying, God bless them for being heroes to me for trying, you know, and it's harder than it looks, and so that's all I want to say. I don't want any credit. I don't want nothing for myself. I don't want money, right? I basically I just want, if one or two people can reset and have a good day, or hear something that they didn't hear before, or if a new sheep hears something, wants to be part of the group and go seek a teacher and, someone far better than me. I'm just a baby and all this, right? I've been reading the Bible pretty good, for the last 4 or 5 years, right? But that's nothing, right? I mean, it would be ridiculous to call myself a teacher, right? Most people in the chat know the Bible better than me, right? I might have a good understanding of something here or there, and be able to pass that on. But there's so many teachers that we have out there that are good. It just sucks that we can't point to one person and say, hey, they have all the truth and we can learn everything there, It's just, yeah, I mean, it's hard, man. It's hard, man. I mean, I could use all the support I could get as far as just people coming here and being positive, and we'll see what happens. See if that could rub off on people. Hopefully, when we get new people, it's one or two at a time, and we can like assimilate good or whatever. But sometimes, you can get like 20 new people at once, and it's too many. It pushes all the people you had before out, or you'll get one person that wants to make it all about themselves or something, and trust me, don't think that my heart doesn't go out to those people. It does, right? To even the person causing the trouble, right? My heart goes out to that person too. And I don't see as anybody in here as being bad. I just see us all being affected, right, in different ways by this world. And so really what I want is to try to help heal people, you know. I wanna heal wounded sheep, and I wanna like maybe catch some new sheep and maybe spark something inside them that makes them want to seek God, you know. I'll read this last scripture and then I'll round out. John chapter 14, verse 15. If you love me, keep my commandments. And that's true, you know, and that's true. If you love God, right, you'll love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, right? And you will love each other as you would love yourself, right? Love your neighbors, you would love yourself. Those are the two greatest commandments, right? If you love God, you'll do his commandments. And that wraps up everything, right? That encompasses everything we need to do. If we could just do those two things, right, there wouldn't be a bad stream. Maybe anywhere on this platform. Hey Peanut, how you doing? If you want to talk in the morning, it'd be better, but we can tonight if you want. I don't know when I'll be done with messages. I have a couple things probably I'm gonna have to deal with that right after this. But whenever you want. Yeah, I don't want to put it off too long because I want to. It's going to be a good show regardless. I mean, I bet we could just even if we just met and jumped on a stream, it would be good, you know. But yeah, I'd like to talk about it tomorrow morning or tomorrow in the middle of the morning would be good. Unless you're working, then I don't know. Then we can just do it tonight whenever you get home. But yeah, hey, Vader, you know what? You were a blessing today. I think if anything, you saved the show. You know, because seeing you and seeing like you kind of brought me back into like reality there for a second. Because I was going down a road there, man. I was going on one of my rants. That, you know, I was tired. The world was getting to me too, and sometimes yeah, sometimes the right person shows up and injects the right kind of energy. And you know, Darlene came back, and so that helped me a little bit. And you know, I was able to talk to Clutch a little bit today, and that made me feel good. And so a couple things, you know, I'd like to finish my conversation with him, but all in all, it's good. And you know, don't worry about Deb. I'll talk to Deb, and maybe we can work the best thing out of it. I don't know, but drama's drama, right? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You know, I am very tired, Sheila. I can't even I can't even express to you how tired I am. But you know what? If as long as I'm doing the right thing, God gives me all the energy I need, right? It's when I start wanting to solve things my own way, that's when it gets bad. Yeah, stay away from that, Shepherd's voice. Stay away from that. That's not good. I don't know what you were talking about, but that's not good. And so, yes, pray for your enemies. You're right. I agree with that. Pray for your enemies. That's right. And here's the thing, right? By repaying your enemies, right, with good, right, it doesn't mean that they get off the hook, right? God will deal with them. Vengeance belongs to God, right? And so, I've never had a situation where if I do what I'm supposed to do, that God's ever let me down. Ever. He's always faithful. And I will go to bed. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. And praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. All glory goes to God. All glory. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And pray for the children.